DC1, quit playing with the captain's airplanes.
Actually, I'm not playing with the captain's airplanes. He let me use them because we have a special week this week. We're attending it around aviation. So we have our very own Lieutenant Ian Gordon interviewing a high school buddy mate of his, and actually the pilot that did the flyover at last week's University of Michigan and Washington game. And that is Lieutenant Commander Alex P. Duddy, the Gelder, and Lieutenant Owen Crush Lloyd. All right, so I hope you guys really enjoy this segment. Part one of a great week of interviews.
Going whenever? Do we have to do an intro?
No.
Nothing?
Mm-mm.
Is this qualified?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Done. Nailing stuff. Yeah.
Off to a great start. It's just like high school again. Okay, so obviously, for those of you who don't know, Alex and I went to high school together. We've known each other for, God, it's got to be like 20-something years. A long time. So, aside from you, Zach, and Chris are the only naval officers from high school, so it's kind of cool to actually get back in touch with you. So, give us a quick rundown. How'd you get into the Navy? What brought you here?
So it's something I always wanted to do. I saw the Blue Angels when I was like 9, and I was like, that seems like a cool job.
Yeah.
So from there, tried to enlist, or not enlist, but tried to go pilot in the Marines while I was in college, like sophomore year of college. Got medically disqualified from all military service
Really?
for a food allergy. Talked to a Navy recruiter the next year, got a waiver, which definitely worked out. So from there, went through college, went through flight school at Western Michigan because I thought I wasn't going to get to join the military. So I decided to pay for that education out of my own pocket.
There you go.
Went to OCS after college, and then from OCS down to Pensacola for primary flight training, Kingsville for T-45 training, and then actually stayed there for another 15 months to be an instructor post-winging. From there, I'll go to VFA 106 as a student to learn how to fly the F-18. Once I was complete with F-18 initial training, or the RAG as we call it, I joined VFA 25, where I met Shawarma.
There you go.
Out in Lemoore, and deployed in late 2015 on the Truman, about 3 weeks after I finished training. So that was a real interesting time to be hitting the fleet with ISIS pretty much at its peak.
Just everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll do that deployment, and then we'll get done with that in mid 2016. Going to workups next year. I'll catch the first half of deployment in 2019, and then finish up that tour, and then go back to VFA 106 on the East Coast as an instructor now.
So that'll be your second tour as an instructor then?
Yeah,
Oh, that'll be
with
cool.
the T-45s and then 106.
Nice. So yeah, let me see. I think the last time I had a chance to actually run into you was at Western down by the valleys, by the rock, with the paint. It's like I remember running into you there. So yeah, man, it's been a minute, but that's pretty cool because it's a strange thing, and I didn't know this until I was talking to you the other night. How small the F-18 community is, because every F-18 pilot I've met and every tour I've been on, to include Skipper Shawarma. I say, oh, I know an F-18 guy. His name's Alex the Gelder. Everybody knows you. So
Yeah, it's about 1 degree of separation, if
Yeah.
that. So if you don't know them directly, you know them through one other person.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did not know that about aviation, so that's pretty neat. So anyway, Crush, this is the first time I've met you, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Similar story, except Wizzo, so backseat and Super Hornet, and let's see, so similar kind of training progression. I was also an OCS guy, but I was in Lemoore, so I was at the RAG in Lemoore, Vice 106, and then we escaped Lemoore, which is
The goal.
a goal of many, and so now I'm about, I'd say 2 years, a year and a half behind Alex at 106 here, but so far, great sea tour, or short tour rather.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, short tours, that's pretty much all I've known. I, short story on my background. I actually started as an NFO as well.
Okay.
Long story short, it's much harder to crash a desk, so that's why I fly those. So there we are. But yeah, I mean, HR is just short duty after short duty, so I can understand an appreciation for that. So definitely there. So I understand Skipper was Shawarma was the one who gave you your call sign. Is that correct?
He was there when it happened. I'm not going to give him the credit for actually giving it to me. He was certainly involved on the flight that my call sign originated from. Yep,
Gotcha.
we were definitely out there together.
It
was definitely I gave this one to myself. Yeah.
Is that when you want to share?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's always good to learn from your mistakes, right? So as the first combat flight, again, there's as with anything that goes wrong in aviation, multiple layers of different things that had to happen just in the right order. But the long and the short of it is, we took off on a deliberate strike. We were supposed to be blowing up a gas station, and there was a low overcast layer. There were GPS guided bombs. I had 3,000 pounders. First combat mission, not only for myself, but for any JO in the entire air wing. So this was like our chance to really show that JOs are people too, and we can do it. Or not JO, but new guy. So first nugget to do it. And deliberate strike, real easy stuff. Push in, drop your bombs, come home. That's the end of it. It was a fuse that I had not flown with, and I was too stupid to ask the question when I saw something that looked different, and I let all 3 of those bombs go without turning the fuses on. So those gas stations, while they did get hit, they got hit with 3 1,000 pounds of concrete. So that was a real bad day.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I smile about it now, but like that's delivering possible IEDs to the enemy, which is not what you want.
Not what you want. But
then we get back to the ready room. Again, just probably the worst day of my life, like legitimately. I get back to the ready room, and then someone suggests the call sign of P. Duddy, and the entire room loses it. So it's like, well, that one's gonna stick.
That one's gonna stick.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, that's it's pretty good because Commander Singh had told me something similar, but not quite that much detail.
It's my story to tell. So.
Yeah. It's nice to actually have the truth. So.
Yeah. It's nice to be an instructor. And I've told the story plenty of times because now being an instructor, one of my things is like, I don't want people to make that same mistake.
Yep.
So if one little thing different, I always make sure to cover that when I go through my strike briefs. Yeah.
Don't forget to arm.
Yeah. When you fly with this fuse, which is a little bit different, make sure you turn it on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a dumb question sometimes, I guess.
Yep. Exactly.
So, you drove a Ford Ranger in high school.
I
did.
did.
Yeah, that's right. You still drive one?
I do not. I have a Silverado now.
There you go. Do you still park it on a hill?
Sometimes.
In gear?
Yep.
Same
That was
thing
a
now?
great truck. That was a great truck.
Yeah, you remember that one though, don't you?
What my?
It's the only time I ever heard your name on the PA system to come get your truck.
Oh, it rolled out of gear. Yeah, it rolled out of parking spot. It was literally just like gently going back, and I was late that day. Yep.
Okay.
Like, you just left it in gear, and it was like gear
They're like-
by gear by gear.
Yep. Real slow.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun. Because I remember you talking about that afterwards. They brought you into the security room to show you the footage.
Yeah, and there-
because it was just going.
One little
Really
one
slow.
little
Why did they
thing.
show you? Just
I don't know. I was like, can I just go move it?
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry.
I need to get back to class.
I think it was Kenyon and the rest of the hockey team that gave you the hardest time
Mhm.
about that one.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. So anyway, obviously we grew up Michigan fans, the both of us. So how does it feel to actually do the flyover this time?
I mean, it's nothing short of a dream come true. Like,
Yeah.
just being honest, like super nervous.
Really?
I mean, it's not a hard thing to do. It's just
just
like,
gotta go
I
straight.
mean, there's videos probably on Facebook that you can see. It was like 2009, so I was a sophomore in college, and the flyover happens at a Michigan game that I'm at, and I just lose my mind. Like, I thought it was just the coolest thing in the entire world. And now, fast forward 11 years,
11 years,
and
you're the
I'm
guy doing
gonna
it.
be doing it.
So what is what's the significance for you not only of that but doing it on today?
Oh, I mean, that's the whole other aspect, right?
Yeah.
Like, this day is always something that sticks with all of us. We're still of the generation that I remember where I was, in what class I was when this all happened, and I mean, it's an event that like changed the course of my life. And, like that event, indirectly or directly has affected me in the life that I've lived, both in the Navy and not, just with deploying and who we're deploying against and everything that's happening. So, but just, we get to a day back in America, and I think it's just, a great day for reflection. You don't necessarily want to remember all that pain, but it's definitely something that I'm really proud to be a part of, just in the fact that, like, everyone loves flyovers of games, but like today people are going to be looking at it differently.
Yeah.
It's going to be, that's a military jet flying over, but they're doing that with September 11th attached to it, and it truly is a really cool honor to be able to be the one in the jet, doing that. I'm just a flight student that knows how to fly these things. Like, any of us could do this, so I feel very, very blessed to be the one allowed to do it on, over, my family and friends, over a crowd full of Michigan fans, and then, it's just a real honor.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. So that's really pretty cool. So, what is it you're doing? Is, if I understand it correctly, you're on top of the press box?
Yes, so I'll be there. I'll have the little JTAC radio, and hopefully things work out well. I'm communicating the times that things are actually occurring versus when they're scheduled to happen, so we can kind of work it out between us when the timing's gonna work out, so that it's timed at the end of the national anthem. So we have a smallish window to try to achieve that, but
You can just speed up a little bit.
Yeah, it's not hard. Like, for me to put the jet in a spot on a time is not difficult.
Yeah.
If that's the plan.
Yeah.
But it's when they start, the band started a little late, and it's like, okay, guys, like, I'm already pushed.
Yeah.
So he's just there to, and if anything goes wrong, it looks like the pilot messed up, right? Like, no one's gonna see the announcements off schedule.
You set the record straight right here. You can,
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, me being on the TOT is not hard to do. So it's, if I show up early because they got behind, they're just like, wow, that he just flew over in the middle of the national anthem. So it's like, so that's why Crush is up there, just making sure, giving me checkpoints along the way. We've got a whole system worked out.
Nice.
So we know that we're being there right when we're supposed to be there.
That's pretty cool. So, I don't think I've told you this yet, but like, I'm not at all social media savvy like Chief is behind the camera there. But the high school page on the Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll admit, I put something up there last week once I found out, like, for certain that you were going to be doing this, and I threw it out there to let everybody know that, like, hey, you guys should watch the football game because Alex is doing the flyover. And no joke, I'm pretty positive every single person that's on the high school page on Facebook saw it in one form or another, based on reaction and comments.
I don't have Facebook, so
that's okay. Yeah, exactly.
But I will say Andrew Ross took a screenshot of it. He goes,
did he?
Look at this.
There you go. I knew he'd get me out.
Yeah.
I knew it would be one of the hockey guys.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, I was going to say, because I thought it was pretty neat.
No.
I thought it was pretty neat that everybody was like, that's supportive of it. So that's really pretty cool. So I got the word out there, so everybody's
cool.
Not to make you more nervous.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool to be back here and be, again, just being able to do this. It's nothing short of a dream come true. Like, it's just going to be an awesome experience.
It's pretty amazing even from my perspective, and I'm just somebody who's known you since like forever. Just to settle back, like, I've seen flyovers before, but to be like, I know the pilot is something else. So definitely special. Is this the outro?
Yeah, do an outro. Perfect.
Yay.
Outro
Done.
complete.
There we go.
All right, such a great segment, a lot to learn, very interesting stories. We definitely wanted to key in on some cool things out of the box, so we brought you inside our box. So we have a part 2, which is our very own Petty Officer Fregoso will be doing an interview with Lieutenant Davies, another pilot, okay? So be looking out for that episode to come on Friday, all right? And other than that, hey, thank you guys so much for your support so far. Please make sure you like and share our YouTube page, like it across Facebook, Instagram, all social media platforms. We really, really want to make this thing as great as possible, okay? So, and remember, if you have some content that you would love for us to talk about, please comment in the comment boxes, or you can reach out to us on our actual Intag page, but we definitely want to do it, all right? Other than that, thank you so much for being part of Inside the Box.
Thanks for watching.